Okay, here's another rotator by Rotors by Scott. This is the G-5400. It is the Yaesu Azimuth elevation rotator. You can see it's got a regular Yaesu rotator on the bottom, a bracket, and the elevation rotator sits on top of it. It takes the 7-pin regular Yaesu connector on the elevation, and then the Azimuth takes the same thing. And I had to rig up this harness. And it comes into the controller. See, it's got the elevation, azimuth, and on the back, it's like high gain. Best connector ever. Don't have to worry about messed up pins. But it's kind of complicating running this thing until you get it set up. But here you can see the elevation is straight up. Let me turn this a little bit. You can see my alignment marks are lined up. And it's kind of confusing on which way this thing goes. Okay, that's down. So that's taking the screw part and turning it down. Let's go up all the way. Oh wait, let's go down. So this will be turning your antenna. This would work out pretty good if a guy's got a flat side beam and he wants to spin it around and go vertical from horizontal. You could just simulate my screw would be going down and flat side. And you can see now, let's say your flat side, you want to go vertical with your beam. Wait until the screw gets up and down vertical. You'd only need half of the range, because if you go any further after you hit straight up and down, it's just going to tilt it back down to horizontal. And see there, it's setting on, I can't see it through the screen, 90 degrees. And then this is the azimuth side. We're setting it, that'd be like south, counterclockwise, so we're going to go right. And this will turn the whole beam. Now see, just the bottom part's turning now. Let me get it around here so that I can see my alignment mark. See, it started off with that mark right there, and it's clear over there. And now we'd be pointing west. And now we'd be pointing north, because this mark right here should be exactly 180 away from that one. So that's one, well, yeah, that's 1/2 of a turn. Then we'll keep going. And that mark will come back to the same mark. And then we'll be south again. we're at east now. Coming up on the 180 mark, or 360, I mean. That means it's turned one whole revolution. And on south. I'm going to pause this thing for just a second. I'm going to try something. Okay, what I've got here is, this is a ChemPro controller, elevation. But my point here is, this rotator is the same as any other Yaesu rotator, as long as you've got the 7-pin connector. Yeah, 7-pin. Now my point is, let's say a guy's already got like a 2800 or whatever rotator, 2800, 1000. A person can unbolt this rotator, unbolt it here, take the bracket off, bolt it to your existing Yaesu rotator, and pick up a controller that will just do the elevation. So in other words, you've got your regular Azimuth controller that you've already bought, and then you pick up one of these rotator or elevation only and hook it up, and you can still run this thing. You don't have to try to find that other controller. Now, let's see. This is going up. So hopefully this is wired correctly. It's kind of confusing because if you look at one side of this rotator, you're turning clockwise. And of course on the other side it's turning the same way inside the motor, but now this side is turning counterclockwise. So it's kind of deceiving, but here is up, which I would assume everybody's looking at the control, at the, no, actually it's going down. And that's up. It might be a difference in the wiring between this KR500 controller. I may have to reverse the wires on the back. This is the first time I've ever done this. But I guess it all depends on how you look at it. I mean, if that screw was over on this side, it would still be going down, but I mean, a guy could surely figure it out, but it'll work with the standalone elevation controller. Now I'm going to try one more thing. Okay, now here I've taken just a regular G-800S controller. It's got the cinch jones on the back. It's got the 7-pin connector. And it will not turn it. Okay, I believe there's a discrepancy now between a motor run capacitor inside the rotor and a motor start capacitor in the controller. So maybe my idea would not work, but if you had your original rotator, and you can still buy this bracket from Yaesu, and you can pick up a control box, you can still make your existing setup work. I would just have to unbolt this G-5400 rotator off and put like a 1000 on there or something. But yeah, that's another idea. I might have to make it so that there's a motor start cap inside this controller so I can test this later on. I know I've got a switch on the back of this Kenpro one just in case it's got a motor cap inside or inside the rotator. Got to have that. Because they are AC driven. Let me try one more thing. Okay, this is a G-800. I just got my Yahoo parts in, and this one here needed a gear. This is actually sent to me by truck. You can see the gears stripped out. I did order some of those gears. It only took me 4 months to get rotator parts. But here's this rotator. And if you could imagine taking your original rotator and this bracket and acquiring one of these rotators that works, you could take this bracket, put it on your Yahoo rotator, and this assembly bolted on top. You'd have the same thing. Just an idea. And you can find these elevation only rotator controllers on eBay. That's where I found this one. But that would let it, you could still turn it. You still got your nice Yahoo controller, and then you could still use the elevation. Get this thing sideways so you can see it run a little bit better. So that's another option. Buy the bracket. I think it's only $25, $30. I don't know what shipping is. I never got an invoice with my parts, but I've got the same setup, and I bought a bracket just like that to bolt mine together. You can buy the bracket, acquire the elevation rotator, send it off to me, and I could test everything, make sure everything works. I could even go through your Azimuth controller, and you can acquire one of these things. So I just wanted to show everybody what you could do. As long as you got room for 2 of these on your desk. Or you could try to acquire the control box with azimuth and elevation on it. Some people probably like this, the way this setup is. As you could see on the other controller, it is kind of funky. But anyway, just some ideas. This is me. My YouTube channel is at Sling Sling Binks. Phone number's on there. And we'll go from there. Give me a call if you need anything. 73.